All right, today we're going to break down a really powerful and honestly super inspirational story from the film For the Glory.
So, on the surface, this story looks like something we've all seen before, right? It's a classic sports tale. You've got a young guy, Kurt, and he's got this one big dream: go pro, make it to the Olympics.
But here's the twist. The real core of this story, what it's really about, it isn't about success at all. It's about what happens when that big dream just completely implodes. It's about failure. And that brings us to the big question we're going to tackle here. How can a loss that just crushes your soul somehow, miraculously, lead to a victory that's even bigger and more meaningful than the original dream?
So, let's meet our guy, Kurt. And man, is he the definition of an underdog. I mean, his world is just closing in on him with pressure coming from literally everywhere. Just to give you a taste of what he's dealing with, when Kurt dares to mention his Olympic dream, this is what his own father says to him. It's just brutal. This one line tells you everything you need to know about the kind of doubt he's facing, and it's starting right at home.
And believe me, the challenges just keep piling on. He's trying to process the death of his brother, Billy. At the same time, he's caring for his mom, who's battling alcoholism. His dad, as we've seen, is relentlessly critical. And then at school, his classmates call him Kurt the Squirt. I mean, that is just an impossible amount of weight for one person to carry.
But through all that darkness, he has one thing, one escape, one goal that keeps him going, and that's basketball. It's not just a game to him, it's everything.
And then poof, it's gone. Just like that, it's ripped right out from under him. After all that work, the coach just flat out tells him, "We simply don't need you here now." Can you imagine? His one dream totally crushed.
So what do you do when your life's dream is shattered? Well, Kurt is forced to make a pivot, and it's in a direction he never, ever saw coming.
You see, he stumbles into soccer completely by accident. His fraternity basically ropes him into playing, and he thinks it's, and I quote, a boring, lame, girly game. But then, something happens. He steps in as a goalkeeper and realizes he's actually good, like raw, natural talent good. And with a little help from his faith and a new girlfriend, Sherry, he finds a whole new sense of purpose. He decides to go all in on a new dream, trying out for the college soccer team.
But of course, it's not that easy. This new dream, it's about to face its own ultimate test. And honestly, the stakes are even higher this time.
And get this, he doesn't just squeak onto the team, he dominates. In his first year, this kid who thought soccer was a girly game becomes the team's MVP, an all-conference goalkeeper. It's an absolutely unbelievable turnaround.
And all this incredible success leads to that one moment he's always dreamed of. Just, in a totally different sport. An Olympic scout spots him and gives him a personal invitation to try out for the U.S. Olympic team. He's finally got his shot.
Okay, so let's recap. He's at the top of his game. He's proven all the doubters wrong. He took a massive failure and turned it into a new path to his biggest dream. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, disaster. Right in the middle of the tryout, he goes down with a seriously fractured ankle. And the doctor gives him the news that just shatters everything all over again. The dream is on hold. Maybe forever.
So, here we go again. This just sends him into another downward spiral. He's looking at a really tough recovery, and he has to make a huge choice. Is it finally time to just give up for good?
And he's basically got these two voices pulling him in opposite directions. On one side, you've got his dad, telling him to start a real life, saying the dream is dead, and that love is not enough to build a future on. But then you have Sherry, his girlfriend, who's right there reminding him of who he is. She says, "The Kurt I know wouldn't even talk about quitting." So he's stuck, right, between giving up and pushing forward.
And just when it looks like his dad's version of reality is about to win out, a little bit of luck changes everything. The Olympic team gets a brand new coach, and that new coach decides to hold brand new tryouts. Suddenly, out of nowhere, he's got one last, totally unexpected shot.
And it's in this final chance, this last shot, that Kurt's entire journey finally finds its true, much deeper meaning.
So picture this. It's the final do-or-die tryout, and something pretty amazing happens. His dad, the same guy who told him to get real, the one who thought his dreams were a joke, he shows up. But not to criticize him. This time, he's there to support him.
And it leads to this incredible full-circle moment where his father actually throws his own advice back at him. The same advice he gave Kurt years ago about basketball. He says, if you don't shoot, you don't score. It's just this huge, profound moment of acceptance. You can feel the pride.
And that's when you realize what this whole story has been about. Kurt's real win, it has nothing to do with whether or not he actually makes the Olympic team. The real victory is his perseverance. It's the healing that happens with his family. It's his faith. It was always about finding a purpose bigger than himself through all that hardship. Living for a greater glory.
Which really leaves us with a pretty powerful question to think about in our own lives, doesn't it? When has a failure, a moment where everything fell apart, ever ended up pushing you onto a path that was actually better?